Hi there, and welcome to this Get More Dental Patients, Grow Your Practice, and Increase Your Dental Clinic's Profits webinar. I know it's a long title, but that's because all of this is possible when you start to do just a few of the things that we're going to be covering here today. And these are just absolutely amazing ways to help you grow and build a more profitable dental practice. These are things you can start to learn and implement yourself, or you can find someone to take care of for you. But either way, they're incredibly valuable and powerful tools that you can take advantage of to help build a better business. Even if you're already running a successful and busy practice, these techniques will still help you to further build your waiting list and cement your position as the go-to dentist in your local area. I'm really excited you decided to take part in this webinar here today, and I promise you'll leave with not only a better understanding of what tools and techniques are available today to better attract and connect with potential patients, but also you'll learn just how powerful these tools and methods really are at doing what's important, and that's bringing more patients through the door and increasing your clinic's profitability. Now, I know you're busy, so this isn't going to be like a lot of other webinars you may have attended in the past. We're going to keep it short and sweet. My goal is to give you the basics of how we generate leads using a few proven and successful techniques, so you can either go out and do this on your own, or you'll at least know what to look for when you're hiring someone to look after it for you. To help keep it short and sweet, what I'm going to do is put my email up now, and then again at the end of the webinar. So any questions or comments you have, you can just email me, and I'll answer them as soon as I can, but definitely within 24 hours. That way, rather than hanging around and waiting for me to answer your question on the webinar, you can just fire off an email, get on with your day, and have an answer delivered straight to your inbox. So at this point, you might want to turn your phone to silent, shut down Facebook or close your email, and just stick with me for the next 20 minutes or so, because I can guarantee we're going to be covering some information that can truly help increase your clinic's client base and profitability. We're going to be covering today how consumer behavior has changed and how what used to work just isn't working anymore. We'll also cover what the solution is, because problems without solutions aren't any good, and we're going to go into where your customers are looking for you. We're also going to go over how to have your dental practice appear right in front of a potential new patient at the exact moment they're looking for a dentist like you. What this means is that you become the answer to their question. Then we'll go over how to make this even more effective and go from being one option to being the single best option for a patient to choose, or what I like to call the clear and present choice. Finally, I'll be offering a little something special just to say thanks for taking the time to stop by and listen to this webinar. So before we begin, let me give you a little bit of background on me and why I'm qualified to talk about this stuff. First, my name is Adam Earhart, and I'm a professional full-time marketer. I run a marketing consulting agency called Siren Consulting Firm, and I work with clients of all different scopes and sizes, from small local businesses to large multinational corporations, to help them better communicate with their customers. I've consulted with, spoken, presented, and worked alongside all sorts of different companies and organizations to help them grow their businesses, and I even wrote a short book on customer service that became a #1 bestseller on Amazon. While I do have a degree in marketing, most of what I've learned and built over the last few years has come directly from self-study. I've always known that success leaves clues, so I've made it my mission to study and connect with the world's best marketers, and the things I've managed to learn have been nothing short of incredible. See, in school they teach you about target market identification, positioning, differentiation strategies, and a whole bunch of frameworks, models, and metrics. But what I kept going back to was, how does this apply to today's world? See, we live in a world now where information is available at the click of a button. We don't need to wait anymore. We actively go out and seek whatever it is that we want, and if we don't find it, we move on. And we move on fast. And so do our customers, clients, and our patients. So I started studying consumer behavior, and what I found time and time again was that people just weren't using and were being far less affected by traditional media and conventional advertising methods. Newspapers, print ads, billboards, radio, all of these were steadily but rapidly declining in effectiveness. It's not that they didn't work at all, they were just steadily becoming less and less cost effective. There had to be a better way. And there was, and that way is internet marketing. It depends on which statistics you look at, but somewhere between the 92 to 98% range of all people begin searching for a product or service on the internet. I'll let that sink in. Basically, this means that almost everyone starts looking for things online now, and mostly through Google. Now, here's where it gets either fantastically exciting or absolutely terrifying. Most dentists and dental clinics are still not using the internet effectively to market their practice. This means lost sales, lost patients, and lost opportunities. But for those dentists willing to embrace it and accept that the internet is how people find businesses these days, it can provide a huge increase in business growth. It can build brand awareness, and it can even increase patient satisfaction. See, your patients want to know that you're the best. And a top search engine ranking helps prove this. After all, if Google says you're the best, then you must be the best. So let's jump straight into it now and start learning how to generate more leads, get more patients, and grow your practice with internet marketing. We've already covered that almost everyone begins their initial search for a service online, and most of them use Google. So what we want to do is make sure we show up as high as possible in as many places as possible when they're using the search engine. We do this in 3 ways. Search engine optimization, also known as SEO, Google Plus local search engine optimization, also known as local SEO, and Google Adwords, which are sometimes referred to as pay-per-click or PPC advertising. And they're called this because we only pay when our advertisement is clicked on by a customer. Now, after years of doing this, I could spend hours, days, and maybe even a week highlighting the values and ins and outs of each one of these, but we don't want to get bogged down with the details here today. What we want to do is cover them quickly enough so you can understand just how important they are, so you can either go out and start to learn to do this on your own, or you'll at least know what to look for when you're hiring someone to look after it for you. Regardless, these are hugely important. Now, before we really get into each one of these, let's take a quick review of the differences of where each of these listings show up when a potential patient types something into Google. So we've come over to Google here and we've typed in Vancouver Dentist just as an example here. Now, what you can see is as we go through it, we've got a number of listings down here, and these are our regular organic listings. So this is what we do normal SEO for, search engine optimization. Now, as we come up, we see this, this is called the Google 7-pack, and in here, we've got a number of different pins, and all these are our Google Plus listings. So this is our local SEO that we can optimize for. And then finally, at the top here, we have our Google AdWords, and this is our pay-per-click advertising, where we've paid to show up here when people type in certain search terms. So you can see if we can get a top position here with the organic listings, and then get a top position here in the Google Plus listings, and then throw in a Google AdWords as well, we really have search engine domination. So now that we've got that covered, let's jump into it. The first on the list is search engine optimization, or SEO for short. Search engine optimization is about one thing and one thing only, and that's moving your website up the search engine rankings safely and effectively. When someone types a query into Google, it means they're actively looking for something, which shows buyer intent, and this is huge. Think about it. If someone is actively out there looking for a service that you provide, doesn't it make sense to want to be one of the first things they see? So by doing this and by being one of the first things they see, you become the answer to their question. And the problem is if they don't find you, well, they're going to find your competitor instead. Now, in a small product-based business, this isn't that big a deal. If your average client is only worth $20 or $30, then a few lost sales really won't hurt that bad. But if the lifetime value of a patient is hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands or even more, well, then it's imperative that that patient finds you and not your competitor. Having your website show up on the first page of Google is crucial because people rarely, if ever, venture to the second page and beyond. And even more valuable than that are the first 3 ranking positions, which get over 50% of all the clicks. 50% of all the clicks means 50% of all the potential business, and this means 50% of all potential profit. Now, the technical parts of how to do SEO are well beyond the scope of this webinar, and I've spent years dedicated to learning the ins and outs and staying up to date with the ever-changing search algorithms. But it's important to know one thing. You need to do this right or don't do it at all. Stay away from outsourcing companies and make sure that whoever does it knows what they're doing. Google's algorithms change all the time, so if you want to stay on top of what's working, then be sure to play by their rules. If you're looking to do this on your own, a great place to start is moz.com. They've got a ton of great info to help get you started. The next is Google Plus local search engine optimization, or local SEO, and it's the next step to getting more leads and claiming a top spot on Google. The way to do this is to make sure you're using an effectively optimized Google Plus page. This is currently a huge opportunity and is really underutilized. The beauty here is that you can show up for your regular website and for a Google Plus local listing, effectively doubling your online presence. Now, most businesses don't appreciate the power of Google Plus, if they even know what it is at all. Sure, it's kind of a goofy social media platform that never really caught on, but it's also so much more. Think of it this way. Google makes the rules, and they've told us directly that Google Plus optimization is important for local businesses, so why wouldn't we listen? It just doesn't make sense to not have a fully optimized and properly set up Google Plus page anymore. When you start combining search engine optimizing your website and local search engine optimizing your Google Plus page, you can really start to take over the first page of Google. This gives you more listings, more views, more clicks, more patients, and more profits. The last piece of the Google puzzle is Google Adwords. When all three pieces come together, as in website SEO, local SEO on your Google Plus page, and a Google Adwords campaign, you have something called search engine domination. This is because you'll have a listing at the top of the page in the AdWords section, a Google Plus listing, and an organic search engine optimized listing. This means a potential patient will see you and your clinic at least 3 times on the main page of Google. That's why it's called domination. You can think of it in one of 2 ways. If you want the friendly way, then think, great, I'm all over page 1 and highly visible, so any potential patients can find me. If you want to think of it the more competitive way, you can think that for every space you occupy on Google, well, there's one less competitor listing. Google AdWords are amazing because they show up when someone is actively searching and typing into Google for a service that you offer, and therefore showing buyer intent. These are somewhat pre-qualified buyers. Now, we call them pre-qualified because they don't need to be sold. They're already interested in what you have to offer. That's why they're looking for you. But it is your responsibility to be found. The way Google AdWords work is that they're set up to show when a person types a certain keyword or phrase into Google, and they can be targeted even further to only show up when certain people in certain locations type something into Google. This way, you can target your local market exclusively, or even seek international recognition. The choice is yours. From there, you only pay when your ad gets clicked on, which means you get the opportunity to jump right out in front of someone right when they're looking for a service just like yours and say, hey, we can help. If they do click your ad, that's great. It'll take them to your website and you can show them whatever you'd like. If they don't click your ad, it's bad because you've potentially lost a patient, but at least it didn't cost you anything to show up. You can set up your own Google AdWords account with a valid Gmail account, but make sure to spend a little extra time on the targeting and budget sections, as these are what will make your campaign cost-effective and efficient. What really makes a campaign effective, though, is keyword research, finding out what potential clients are typing in to find a service just like the one you're offering. If you've never done keyword research before, a good place to start is Google's own keyword planner, which is available once you sign up for an AdWords account. So to sum this all up, I hope I've shown you some pretty compelling reasons to start getting involved in internet marketing and to start thinking about how you can have your clinic appear on the first page of Google, which will give you more views, more clicks, more patients, and more profits. The internet's not going anywhere anytime soon, so it just doesn't make sense to ignore it anymore, and to ignore this opportunity to start climbing the search engine rankings. There are patients out there looking for a dentist right now on Google, and you can help them by showing up at the exact moment they're trying to find you. I'd like to make a special offer now as a thank you for staying through to the end of the webinar. I know it was short and sweet, but still I appreciate you're busy, so to say thank you and to help you on your way to more leads and search engine success, I'd like to personally offer you a Google Plus local SEO review on your Google Plus page. And just for attending the webinar, I'm offering it for $20. Now, normally we charge $200 for this service, and it's in high demand as people are starting to learn about just how valuable a well-optimized Google Plus local listing is. But to say thanks, it's yours today for $20. If you want to take advantage of this, all you have to do is send me an email at the end of the webinar and let me know. This Google Plus review includes a complete report showing you how you compare to your competitors and how you can improve your Google Plus page to show up higher on the search engine rankings, which in turn, and as I've mentioned before, gets you more clicks and more patients. Now, to sweeten the deal, if you implement the suggestions I recommend from the review and fail to get a new patient from it, I will give you 100% of your money back. And I'll buy you a coffee, because I'm a nice guy, and this stuff really works. Now, as I also mentioned at the beginning, if you have any questions, comments, ideas, anything really, rather than hang around and wait for me to answer, you can send me an email directly to adam@sirenconsultingfirm.com, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, but definitely within 24 hours. Now, one last point before I sign off here today. If you decide to do this on your own, I truly wish you the best. It's a lot to learn, but it's worth it to get these kind of results. For those that may be interested in even further marketing options for their dental practice, I need to let you know that I have a one per city policy, which means that I only work with one dentist in each city. This is so we never have a conflict of interest, because when your rankings go up, someone else's have to go down. By taking on only one client per city, I can work with you and your clinic alone to increase your search engine rankings and better market your practice. I take new clients on a first come, first served basis, so if you're interested, send me an email and we can go over some of the options available. Thanks for stopping by and watching this webinar. I really hope you got some great value out of it. I can't say enough just how important it is to use these techniques to help grow your business and to keep a steady stream of leads coming in. If you're interested, be sure to take me up on my Google Plus review offer. As I said, this is normally a $200 review and I conduct it personally and use industry-leading software, but it's yours today for $20. And if you're interested in learning even more effective ways to market your dental clinic, send me an email with your website and your city and I'll get back to you if I'm able to help. So again, my name is Adam Earhart. Thanks so much for taking part here today and I wish you all the best. Take care.